Just on a lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. La la lie, 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 la la lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. La la lie, 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 la la lie, lie. Lie, la 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 lie, lie. La la lie, 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 la la lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. La la lie, 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 la la lie, lie. Lie, lie, la 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 lie, lie. La la lie, 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 la la lie, lie. Lie, lie, la 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 lie, lie. La la lie, 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 la la lie, lie.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
As twilight shimmers and the week gently loosens its hold, we gather to welcome Shabbat with open hearts. May the light of Shabbat soften what has been heavy, restore what has been weary, and bless us with deep peace. We turn to page 10 to welcome Shabbat together with Hine Matov and celebrate how sweet it is to be together. I will now read from page 3 as we prepare to light the Shabbat candles. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. It is now my pleasure to invite up David and Ann Tucker to light the Shabbat candles. The blessing can be found on page 2. Exactly. You can do a double method. You can put the match up. Ah, yay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
We welcome Shabbat with gratitude as we read together on page 8. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator.
To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives
Better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illuminate all of us and to bring that vision to life. We now celebrate and sing joyously to Adonai with Psalm 95 on page 12.
Mountain to sea, hear our song. Lechu neranena, yai lai 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 lai, l'Adonai, lai 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 lai, Naria. And all of God's light, we rejoice. So now let us listen with all of our hearts to hear God's voice. Lechu neranena, yai lai 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 lai,
Lecha Dodi imagines Shabbat not as a day we simply observe, but as a presence we go out to meet, echoing the Jewish mystic's idea that holiness moves toward us when we move toward it. Please turn to page 20. We will sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, and on 9 we will all rise if we are able and turn to face the door.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 v'nei Shabbat nekala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 v'nei Shabbat nekala. Shamor Shabbat, Mekabla, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Yadada, 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 B'nai Shabbat, Mekabla. Oi v'shalom, Ateret Bala, Gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emuneh am segula, boi chala, lecha dodi lika kala, yadada, 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 b'nai Shabbat, mekabla, lecha dodi lika kala, yadada, 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 b'nai Shabbat, mekabla.
You may be seated. There is a momentous, magnificent, and majestic occurrence in this week's Parsha, Va'etchanan, one that has been maintained across thousands of years. God gives Moses the words that have become our people's central declaration of faith, Shema Yisrael. Our rabbis place blessings around these sacred words to frame them within the great arc of our Jewish story and its major themes, including creation, revelation, and redemption. Tonight, as we prepare to proclaim the words our people have been resounding for thousands of years, we will take note of how each blessing reflects each of these themes. Please rise if you are able for the Baruch Hu on page 28. You may be seated. In the first blessing preceding the Shema, we praise the source of all, who creates the world and its ordered rhythms of creation, the turning of day into night, light into darkness, as we recognize that beneath the constant change of life is a deeper unity that holds all things together, including us. Please join me as we read together on page 31 at the top of the page. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, You set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Creation reveals God's presence in the world. Covenant reveals God's presence in our lives. In our second blessing preceding the Shema, we give thanks to the divine love that calls us into relationship. Please join me as we read together on page 33 at the top of the page. As you taught Torah for those whose name I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Please stand if you are able for the Shema on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai
You may be seated, and we will continue with the Ve'ahavta on page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ela asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam v'shivtecha v'beitecha u'vlechtecha b'derech u'shofbecha u'v'komecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti echem me'eretz Mitzrayim li'yot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet.
As we prepare to sing Michamoka, we remember that redemption is not only a miracle of the past, but a promise that continues to inspire us today. Please turn to page 40.
Ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la
The last blessing we are going to focus on tonight comes after the Shema. It's the Hashkivenu. While the Shema calls us, the journey from creation to covenant to redemption leads us to trust. As night falls, we place ourselves beneath the shelter of peace, praying that the one who holds the universe also holds us. Please turn to page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Ushmor tziteinu, u'oeinu, L'chaim u'shalom, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim.
While the Shema calls us to listen, the Amidah invites us to respond. Please rise if you are able as we begin on page 46.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'imahot, U'mevii Geulah livnei bneihem, Lema'an Shemo v'Ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol, Atah Rav le'Hoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umi אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
I will read from page 53. Where might I go to find you, exalted hidden one? Yet where would I not go to find you? Ever-present, eternal one, my heart cries out to you. Please draw near to me. The moment I reach out for you, I find you reaching in for me. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. As part of our communal prayers, we take a moment to lift up the state of Israel in prayer. Please join together on page 259. O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. You may be seated as we enjoy a few moments of silent prayer. None of us is meant to carry life's burdens alone. During the Misha Barak, we surround those in need of healing with the strength of our community, lifting their names together and holding them in hope. If you have any names you'd like to share tonight with our community, please do so as my eyes meet yours. Please turn to page 253. Oh, we have one. Sorry.
The Garfield family, the Burrell family, the Garner family.
Please turn to page 253 for the Misha Barak.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. Imagine standing on a mountaintop after 40 years of your life's work and finally seeing the destination toward which you have devoted yourself. It is all there before you. You can see it, you can almost reach it, and then you learn that you will never reach it. This is where Moses finds himself at the beginning of this week's Parsha, Va'et Hanan. The wilderness journey is over. The Jordan River lies before Moses and the Israelites. The land promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is finally within sight. Yet, Moses has learned that he will not be crossing the Jordan and entering the Promised Land. Before Moses begins his retelling of Israel's history, before he teaches the commandments that will shape Jewish life for thousands of years, Moses tells the people about a plea he made to God. It is a remarkable choice, as he did not have to share this. Yet, Moses tells them about the prayer he offered to God and the answer he received. This is where this week's Parsha starts. Va'et Hanan el Adonai. I pleaded with God. Most translations of Ve'echanan render it as I pleaded or I implored. The verb comes from the root het nun nun, the language of chen, grace, favor, freely bestowed. Moses is not making a legal claim. He is not reminding God of his resume. He is not saying, surely, after everything I have done, I deserve this. Rather, he is asking God for grace. What makes this prayer so poignant and heart-wrenching is that Moses has every reason to believe his life has been leading towards this moment. Everything he has endured, every sacrifice he has made, every setback he has weathered has been in service of one destination, Canaan. He did not leave Egypt simply to wander. He did not spend 40 years carrying an often difficult people through the wilderness merely for the journey itself. Like the Israelites, he has been walking toward the promised land. If anyone could be forgiven for believing that this final step lay within reach, it was Moses. And yet his prayer to God is remarkably modest. He says, I have begun to see your greatness and your mighty hand. Let me, I pray, cross over and see that good land beyond the Jordan. Moses is not asking for power. He is not asking for another generation of leadership. He simply asks to enter the land toward which he has devoted the last 40 years of his life. And what is God's response? Enough. Never speak to me of this matter again. Go up to the summit and gaze about to the west, the north, the south, and the east. Look at it well, for you shall not go across the Jordan. It is difficult to overstate how shattering this response is. The Torah traces God's decision back to the incident in Numbers at the waters of Meribah, when Moses struck the rock rather than speaking to it. Yet, readers across the centuries have wondered whether that single moment can really account for such an ending. If this is a punishment, it seems wildly disproportionate to the offense. Our commentators offer many thoughtful answers. Some argue that Moses' failure at Meribah represented a profound lapse in leadership. Others suggest that those entrusted with greater responsibility are held to a higher standard. Still, others understand God's decision as part of the difficult but necessary transition from one generation of leadership to another. While each of these explanations offers wisdom, the Torah never completely resolves the tension. And this tension reflects an experience that many of us know well. There are moments when life refuses to explain itself. We search for reasons. We revisit decisions. We ask whether something could have been different. Sometimes clarity comes. Sometimes it does not. Not every question receives an answer that satisfies our minds, our hearts, or our souls. What fascinates here is not simply that Moses asks. Moses has never been afraid to speak honestly with God. After all, he challenged God after the episode of the golden calf. He interceded after the disaster with the spies. Time and again, he has prayed with extraordinary boldness. And more than once, his prayers changed the course of Israel's history. This time, however, his prayers do not change the course of history, and poignantly, his own personal history. On the one hand, our text offers no hint that Moses believes God has been unfair. And on the other hand, there is no indication that he fully understands the decision. Instead, Moses turns toward God one final time and asks for grace. And although we are told Moses is the greatest prophet of Israel, he is mortal, a human. And in this moment, he is every human being who has found themselves asking, can this truly be how the story ends? But what Moses does next is extraordinary. He does not withdraw, and he does not surrender his responsibilities to God and to Israel. He does not allow God's no to become the defining fact of his remaining days. Instead, he turns toward Israel and begins to speak. What follows is not a brief farewell, it is the entire book of Deuteronomy. It is the longest sustained speech in the entire Torah. The man whose own future has narrowed suddenly pours all of his energy into preparing everyone else's. He recounts Israel's journey. He revisits the covenant at Sinai. He warns against complacency and idolatry. He teaches laws, not because they are new, but because this generation must make them their own. Here, I think the Torah shifts its focus. Up until this point, the question has been whether Moses can lead the people to the edge of the promised land. Now the question becomes what Moses will do after learning that he himself will never enter it. It is not simply that he has been told, no, you will not cross the Jordan. It is what he chooses to do after hearing these words. And for the remainder of the book, Moses never mentions his own disappointment again. He does not return to his unanswered prayer. He does not allow his loss to become the lens through which everything else in his life is viewed. The Torah never suggests that he stopped grieving, nor does it tell us that he finally understood God's decision. Moses is not rewarded with a sudden moment of peace and insight. The mystery remains. The loss remains. What changes is not Moses' circumstances. What changes is where he directs his attention. He spends the remainder of his life making sure the people are ready for their new lives in the promised land. It is one thing to lead people when the future you are building is also your own. It is another thing entirely to devote yourself wholeheartedly to a future you know belongs to someone else. Moses does not shorten his teaching because he will not cross the Jordan. If anything, he expands it. The speech in Deuteronomy is longer, more reflective, and more intimate than anything Moses has said before. He is no longer speaking simply as a lawgiver. He is speaking as a teacher, Moshe Rabbeinu, and perhaps most of all, as someone who desperately wants the next generation to succeed, although his own journey must end. This is what makes the introduction of the Shema in this parsha so extraordinary. We hear these words at every service. We teach them to our children. We whisper them at the end of our lives. These words have become so familiar that we sometimes forget who first spoke them. And it was first said not by Moses at Sinai, or standing before Pharaoh, or leading the people through the sea. God places these words on the lips of Moses after he has learned that his own future will not unfold as he had hoped. Rabbi Jonathan Sacks of blessed memory observed that Shema is one of the most important words in Judaism, and also one of the least translatable. It means not only to hear, but also to listen, to pay attention, to understand. The word Shema is said 92 times in Deuteronomy because Moses is trying to shape not an obedient people, but an attentive one. A people who know how to listen, who know how to pay attention, not simply to words, but to God, to one another, and the moral demands of covenant. It seems that Moses has come to understand that although he cannot shape Israel's future by standing in the promised land with them, he can shape it by giving them their history and wisdom they will need once they arrive. It would have been understandable if disappointment had narrowed Moses' world. We have all seen this happen. A setback hardens someone, and injustice becomes the defining story they tell about themselves. A dream that never came to pass slowly eclipses every blessing that remains. While our tradition recognizes that such disappointments exist, this portion goes further than such recognition and asks a different question. It asks us, what kind of person will we become because of our disappointments? After all, most of us carry some version of an unanswered prayer. The loss of someone loved, a marriage that ended, a body that no longer cooperates, a relationship that could not be repaired, or a dream that quietly slipped away despite years of effort and hope. Although we often do not choose these moments, we do have some say in what follows and in how we continue. Will disappointment become the whole story we tell about our lives, or will it become one chapter in a much larger story of blessings and gratitude? Moses does not pretend that loss is easy. He does not explain it away or declare that everything happens for a reason. Instead, he shows us a man who refuses to allow what might have been the deepest disappointment of his life to become the measure of his life. And he continues to bless and teach, to prepare others for a future that he himself will never see. This is certainly not resignation. Rather, it is an act of extraordinary hope and generosity. There is a poignant irony in the way Moses' story ends. Although he never enters the promised land, the words he spoke on its border have traveled across thousands of years. While his body remains east of the Jordan, his voice crosses into every generation. Every time parents teach the Shema to a child, Moses' voice is there. Every time we gather to study Deuteronomy, Moses is still teaching us. Every time a community chooses covenant over convenience, memory over forgetfulness, hope over bitterness, his words continue their journey. And perhaps that is the final grace of Hanan. Moses asks for one gift and does not receive it. Instead, he gives a momentous gift. He gives a people their history, their memory, and their sacred mission. In the end, Moses' greatest legacy is not that he brought Israel to the edge of the promised land. It is that standing at the edge of his own unfulfilled dream, he found the generosity to prepare everyone else to enter theirs. And that may be one of the deepest lessons this sacred moment offers us. Our lives will almost certainly contain hopes that remain unrealized and prayers that are answered differently than we wished. We cannot always determine how our stories unfold. We can, however, choose whether disappointment will close our hearts or deepen them. Moses chose the second path, and while that choice did not remove his sorrow, it did transform what he was able to give. And because it did, thousands of years later, we are all sitting here tonight, still listening. Shabbat Shalom. We will now go to our closing prayers with Aleinu on page 282. Please stand if you are able. Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth. Let us read together on the bottom of page 291. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we have loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. Our temple family is observing Shiva for Bernie Nachman. There will be a public service here at the temple on this Sunday, beginning at 11:30 a.m., and all are invited. Shiva will take place on Monday, July 27th at 6:30. There will be a service at 7 p.m. at River Garden. We are also observing the Shloshim, the 30-day remembrance of Sandra Schwam and Cheryl Lynn Campbell, life partner of Bruce Rifkin. We have yahrzeits for Vicky Ben-Gihat Temko, Elaine Bono, Melvin Carmel, Daniel Cohen, Tilly Dotz, Beatrice B. Diamond, Jay Diamond, Abe Edwards, Stacy Epstein, Malvern Bernard Fink, Pearl Ginsburg, Celia Glazer, Leo Gray, Elizabeth Grenville, Dr. Leonard H. Grunthal Sr., Jerry Guadagno, Ralph Jacob Hockman, Dora Horowitz, Marilyn G. Kammer, Marvin Kirsch, Doris Kessler-Craver, Mark Litt, Carolyn Marco, Lynn Marks Cohen, Julian Moss, Joan S. Myers, Catherine G. Myers, Marguerite K. Ox, Alan Oken, Martha Greenholz Passink, Jerry Pentel, Samuel Rachelson, Irving Rodman, Marjorie Rothstein, Robert Schnitzer, Justin Mark Shapiro, Lester Schuenthal, Marion Siegel, Arnold Silverberg, Harvey Sims, Terry Sisiski, Lillian Slate, Manny Solomon, Fanny Livy Cycle, Charles White, Yolanda Widrich, and Ida Wolf. If there is anybody else's name you'd like to share with us tonight, please do so as my hand moves around. Yes. Yes. All right. Please rise if you are able for Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, ve'almad yira hirutei, ve'amlik machutei, v'chaye hon uvyomechon, uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, va'agala uvizman ka'ariv v'yimru, Yehei shmei Rabbah mavarach, le'alam u'amei almaya, yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar, v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithala, shmei d'kusha, la'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, chushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran v'yamra v'yimru, Yehei shlama rabba mi shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. Osei shalom nimrama, hu yasei shalom, aleinu v'kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. You may be seated. It is now my pleasure to call up board member Josh Hirsch to share this week's announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Josh Hirsch, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, we are delighted to welcome you to the Temple for Shabbat. Join us tomorrow at 9 a.m. for Torah study led by Rabbi Bell. Our Temple's religious school is seeking a few teachers for this coming school year to join our team. If you're interested in being a part of our learning community on Sunday mornings, please reach out to Lori Eisenberg-Castro with your resume. This week is your last opportunity to donate to the Temple Sisterhood School Supplies campaign, supporting foster children through JFCS. Your donation directly equips a child with the required materials for the classroom. Please bring your donations to the Temple as soon as possible. We would be honored to include the names of your loved ones in this year's printed Yizkor book. Please don't forget to fill out your form before the September 14th deadline. You can use a link in the form found in the Temple Times email or on the website. Finally, please refer to the back of our worship pamphlets to save the date for more upcoming events, programs at the Temple. Shabbat Shalom.
It is now my pleasure to call up David and his Jill for Kiddush Motzi. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafren. Amen.
L'chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Sharing is caring. And as we pass the challah, we conclude with the words to the song that we began as a nigun, a song without words, but now that our hearts are full, we can add words. Olam chesed yivaneh, I will build this world from love. We together will build this world from love. Olam chesed yivaneh, ya la 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 la. Olam chesed yivaneh, ya la 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 la. Olam chesed yivaneh, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. chesed yibane. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Olam chesed yibane. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Please join us out in the vestibule for an oneg.